Hey everyone, welcome back to my Legends of Tomorrow review. This is Stubby, season 6, episode 8 review. By the time you're watching this, I actually just recorded episode 7. Yeah, because I binge watched them, so try to catch up on everything. So we see it's all over with the new Sara, that basically the team is making her pancakes, and I mean the team is just they're making her practice. Now he states that Astra is studying magic, and I love that Astra is trying to is finding things. It's not the first time we've seen Astra really studying magic, but yeah. And then John tries to ask Derry about the Fountain of Imperium, because that's something that John is really interested in, because he wants to take a shortcut on getting his magic back. And Spooner is with them, and she feels Gary's mind because Gary's an alien, so that's something that she's feels that way. It's fully interesting that Gary's hiding, I don't know why Gary's afraid of telling John all these things, so I'll get to that more later, because they discuss more about more details of John and Gary later. But we see that Sara tells Ava that she's a clone and she doesn't want anyone else to know, and there's been an alien part detected, so she wants to keep her in a hush for her first mission back during 1891 Oklahoma Fifth City. So it's at this Wild West thing that Nate describes to the team, and we said that it seems like Gary's hiding stuff from the team because of the Imperium thing. It's mostly towards John, so it's not really that much of a big deal when it comes to Gary and the rest of the legends. I feel like for right now it's mostly between Gary and John. Ava tells Nate to help Sara's mission go smooth, and it shows that Ava truly cares about Sara, and in this episode Nate actually does the best he can to help Sara in this mission, and it does show it out. That's more, and towards the end of the video I'll discuss more about Nate, so this is pretty cool of him. Actually I really liked Nate in this episode. Alright, so we see that Zoe feels that her brother Beyrad is all flirty with Astra and all these things, and she feels that he can do better. Not that Astra is bad, but the fact that Beyrad could he needs more practice, basically, is what Zoe is pretty much saying. And we see that Nate is trying to put Spooner and Astra in the buddy system, because Astra and Spooner are butting heads. So and then we'll move on to this. And it turns out in the forts in the Old West that they're all friendly in some way, and they have these wars and all these things, and in that we hear the song play, right? And the song in the beginning of the song, it has this tone. It reminds me of the song that Stein sang in the musical episode of the Flash and Supergirl crossover. The one that him and Joe West and Adam Merlin sang. If you just remember that song, it starts off in that tone, and then it turns into a different song. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but yeah. Right, so anyways, we see that once again we're talking about that with John and Gary trying to talk to each other about why is Gary hiding something, and he just avoids everything. Gary just, why is it such a big deal? I really wish he would just tell John or somebody else what was the big deal, but yeah, it's off that things like that. We see that Sara wants to know when things change, and basically with the mission, make sure that nothing. She wants to be updated with what the team knows, and we see that Zoe wants to help Beyrad find out draw, even though they're in the timeline. So I feel like she wants to help him get experience. And there's this girl named Emma Rose who tells Beyrad about a sheriff who may be the alien, and they believe that, and we see that Bayard plays the piano because the power couple episodes ago where he did play the guitar, so he's really good with instruments. Plays pretty well actually. So we see that Nate sees a wanted poster of this hero named Bass Reeves, who is from Mississippi, and we won't see much of how he looks like because the dude has a bandana, but we'll get to him later. And we learn, and the team learns that the sheriff's name is Levi Stapleton, who is changing history, so he's the one that delivers out to like switch from him. And Nate knows who that is because he's a historian. He researches all these things, so it's not surprising. It's not what coincidence that Nate knows now that he actually does research. So that's something that is really useful. And we see that Levi talks to Sara, but he wants to send them out, and because they're this doesn't really make any sense because Sara and the rest of the just they're just talking to that, causing commotion. I mean. And for some reason in this episode we see that Esther wants to find he wants the guy's gold heel that she's sitting down with playing the poker or something like that, cards with this guy, and Spooner feels off, and then the place shakes, and there's like this giant snake worm literally in its own ground, and we see all that happen from a distance. And then so here's a bandana, but he kind of looks familiar, so we're gonna see what that is. So we see that Sara asks Gary for knowledge on the snake, and Gary, the scary alien, he calls it a Haverack, which is not a wage eater. Basically, if there's like any negative vibes going on, the snake like goes into attack mode. That's pretty much what Gary's saying to Sara. So it's nice that Gary informed Sara of that stuff. So they suggest square dancing at high noon, which they just and then the saloon dances. So is there really a square dancing at high noon? I like the thought that I like that. I like where Nate's mind is going. That. Yeah. In this episode, we see that Sara's obsessed with eating cherries in some way, but Ava is a little concerned, and yeah, Ava wants to spend some time with a immoral girl, which shouldn't be his priority for the mission. Like his mission should be figuring out what's going on with the town, not trying to date. I understand that, so he wants to help him out, but they are on a mission, so I don't know why did not focus on that. And Levi is being rude to Zoe, and then John gets involved, and Zoe gets mad, and then the place shakes again, so that's really messed up. Yeah. But Levi has been rude to Zoe because he wants to, I don't know, let John on of her, but Zoe wasn't having that because she's with John. So Sara challenges Levi to a duel for the whistle, and the whistle is something that Levi used to control the snakes so won't eat everyone in town. So that's something that's really important to really think about in this episode. So we see that Esther wants to show the town that she can get what she wants, so she does with Spooner to the woods, which is in the buddy system. So I don't know how I feel about Esther in this episode. I feel like she's kind of like acting like her old self, and not in a bad way, but more of an annoying way, and just I don't know, it just doesn't really feel that I don't know why Esther was like doing that. It just feels off from that. But let's know that Spooner is around to help her in case anything goes wrong. And then we see that Esther and Spooner connect as they talk about their moms and all these things, and so that's really touching that they're able to connect in that way. And Sara feels really good for some reason because she ate the cherries and all these things, and she tells Ava that there's nothing to worry about and all these things. So they do the duel, and Levi and Sara gets hit but she's a clone, so whatever. So to regenerate fast, and the whole team finds out that sees that as well. So then the Havoc eats Levi, and Sara has the whistle, but Ava didn't. That's what she saw, because she was like Ava felt a lot uncomfortable with all that. And Esther found out what was really going on, and Beth looks like John Diddle. And John Diddle in this week, he was in Batwoman, and he's going to be in a Flash episode, so we did a lot. And David also directed an episode of Superman Lewis recently, in this last week or the week before. So he's everywhere in some way. But yeah, that's true. But yeah, this guy isn't really John Diddle. He looks like John Diddle, so is that an ancestor in some way? So yeah, that's cool. Right. So anyways, we see that Tom wants the worm because the worm has that bunch of gold with it, and so Nate that's mad and tells the team he's trying to keep the team intact, because the rest of the team is just arguing with each other, with Gary and John with the Imperium, and then being sorry, and then being sorry that they're arguing about Florida United States, and Spooner and Astra were like causing noises, and then Sara and Ava and all these things, and Nate had enough. So that's something that's really interesting, and you see that he really tried to keep the team like intact. It's nice that he tried. Yeah. So we see that Gary tells John finally something new, that there's a map that leads that can lead John to the fountain, and it's on Earth. So John gets pissed off because he gets more pissed off because he could have just just found the map instead of spending time with Gary. That's harsh. Yeah. So Nate gets really mad, and Spooner tries to contact the alien and control the alien, and then out of nowhere, Nate tells the team that he tried to contact the Hall of Justice. That came out of nowhere, but okay. That was out of nowhere, but I don't know, something that we see that Astra is trying to help Spooner by using her magic. So Astra helped Spooner with the alien, because the alien was being controlled by Spooner. So I really love that Astra and Spooner teamed up really well in this part. So yeah. And then we see that Gary tells John about the dude Crowley, who's an ad, the painting dude, the dude behind the painting who turned Astra to a cartoon. he knows he has information about the map and how to find the fountain of Imperium. So that's some new information that is really useful for John. And then John leaves the ship and tells Zoe goodbye and all these things, and Zoe truly cares about Beirut, so he tells her that he wants to really think about she wants him to be happy in some way, so that's something that he has to keep in mind, and he understands that way, and to the point where he feels what the pain that Nate feels. So what Beirut does is that he borrows Zoe's totem, and he lends the totem to Nate, so he can see his original Zoe. And so yeah, so I love how this episode, and of course we see that now the team knows that Sara isn't actually Sara, but a clone. So yeah, this episode was really nice. I feel the thing with Sara seeing Bass Waves that dude did. That's funny. Yeah, so this episode was pretty nice. A little crazy. It went all over the place, but the thing with Zoe and Beirut, I feel like it should have been done privately inside, but that's it. I feel like they didn't really. I feel like Zoe and Beirut didn't really focus on the mission as much, and Mick was in the beginning of the episode, but he didn't. He stayed on the ship because he was he was recently in space, and I said so. Him staying behind, it made sense, so the argument there, and especially the fact that he helped rescue Sara and Jerry. That's with the previous episode, so I also said Mitt was behind. But like he deserved to stay behind. Alright, so then Ava and Sara, that Ava was a little nervous for. She felt like so nervous with Sara, and I don't think she should be, but just like that Sara, she can handle it. And so yeah, that's my Legends of Tomorrow review. So hope you guys enjoy. By the time you're watching this, the other episode is the previous episode is right here in the end screen. So I'll see you guys there. I'll see you soon. Like, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience for this review. Right.